Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this spot, my friends, I'm going to be testing a GeForce RTX 3080 Ti in Starfield. This one is the Founders Edition model of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers as usual, and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech PowerUp's GPU 0 resizable bar is also enabled, and this card has 12GB of GDDR6X memory. And over on the left, we're pairing it with the i5-13600K overclocked to 5.5 GHz and 32GB of DDR5 6000 MHz RAM in dual channel. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, here we are, my friends, back in Atlantis City, one of the most intensive areas in this game, and look at those sweet frames per second. Oh yes, the 3080 Ti is still a beast, guys. Holy crap, and look at that power utilization as well. Damn, that's really high. Also, it seems like they have fixed the low power consumption on Nvidia GPUs in this title. The game would not get anywhere near maxing out the power utilization on Nvidia cards for some reason. Now it doesn't really change the performance by all that much though, but yeah. Oh, speaking of performance, I didn't even go over the settings. Holy crap. Okay, so let's go over them. This is 1080p resolution using 100% resolution scale. Upscaling is turned off, and the optimized settings from Digital Foundry to get the best visuals to performance ratio. And with optimized settings at 1080p resolution, you can get close to a high refresh rate experience over here in Atlantis City. It's not gonna max out like a 120Hz monitor even. The shadows still look a bit bad over here, but that's normal. It's just how the shadows look in this title. And we still have DLSS support, of course, which will make everything a little bit smoother and get us more FPS, of course. Not that you need that if you want to play at native resolution. You already know it gets very, very good results with the 3080 Ti. And look at those 1% lows, guys. 69 FPS on the 1%. That is absolutely magnificent. Oh, yes. Just gonna reload right here for a thumbnail. Yeah, unfortunately, the reload animations in this game aren't really that beautiful, nor are the graphics, you know. Everything looks pretty meh, especially for the performance this gets, right? Like, you would expect the graphics to be amazing. We found Bob. Hello, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not late for anything. You're late to die. That's what you are. There we go. We got him. Okay, don't care about that. Let's go. Kill the security. It's very hard to do that, guys. Oh boy, let's do this. Okay, good stuff. What the hell happened there? This game is full of bugs, by the way. Alright, I think that's enough of running around at 1080p native resolution. No need to use DLSS at this res, guys, but if you really want to, let's try that out, okay? I'm gonna set it to quality, the sharpening at 69%. It looks pretty good overall, but there's a bug apparently where there are some dots that show up in some surfaces, especially like the ground surfaces over here and up there. I'm gonna go there to show you a little bit better. The mod that I had to make DLSS work back when the game released, that was available a few days after release, didn't have any issues. Like, look at that noise over there. Especially when I move the camera around, you can see a ton of dots. Like, what the hell? What is that? Also, at 1080p with DLSS quality, even with the CPU overclock on the 13600K, which has pretty high single-core performance, you know, we are CPU bound. You can see GPU utilization dropping down sometimes around here, 80-something%. You shouldn't really play like this considering native resolution looked better and it performed better. Alright, before we move to 1440p, I want to show you another planet at 1080p native resolution. I disabled DLSS here, and as you can see, it's much easier to run than the previous one. We're getting like 50 more frames per second, or 40 to 50. There are some areas in this particular planet, for example, right there on top of that platform, where the FPS will drop a little bit to near the same values as the other city where we were previously. But yeah, you can expect around like 120, 140 frames per second in a lot of easier to run planets like this one, especially the empty ones. Like, looking in this direction, there's nothing, and it's getting 150, 140s. So let's stop it right there. Okay, no need to use DLSS here at 1080p. Let's bump it up to 1440. Here we go, 2560 by 1440 is now the resolution. If you're wondering how I changed this, since it's only working in borderless full screen or windowed. Yes, Bethesda hasn't introduced a full screen mode in this game. Well, you just need to change the resolution in the desktop, okay? And then it will work at full screen. Still the same settings, no upscaling, and look at this, my friends. We're getting really good FPS in Atlantis City, guys. 80s over here. That's really nice. Honestly, I thought it was going to perform a little bit worse than this. Again, these are optimized settings. They are not the ultra settings. On ultra, it would probably likely drop from 60 FPS slightly sometimes, but I mean, it looks exactly the same as ultra settings anyways, so why not utilize these settings, right? There's not much of a difference whatsoever, but there is a big difference in performance. Over here is usually pretty intensive as well, and it's actually where it drops the most, I think, and it's getting 75 minimum. That's really good. 74 right there. I mean, nothing to complain about. The performance on this 3080 Ti is great in Starfield. Let's stop it there, guys. 86. So it's better than I expected, guys. It's actually better. And we still got DLSS. Not that you need it by any means, but let's just turn it on quality. And at 1440p, it might make it look a little bit better than native resolution. Like at 1080p, I could notice that it was noticeably softer than native resolution, because back when the game released, they didn't really have any sharpening on native res, and it was pretty soft, you know. Whenever you enabled upscalers, FSR2 or CAS, it would look a lot better than native resolution because they have sharpening effects. But now they actually made it a little bit sharper at native resolution, and I think that's why DLSS is having trouble with the little dots. You also get way higher FPS. We went from like 85 to 110 average right here, but those little issues are still there, not noticeable in this particular situation, but up there it's going to be noticeable. Still, it has a ton of noise right there. Again, it is an issue that people are aware of, and I think they will probably fix it eventually, and it won't really affect FPS once that's fixed, of course, but yeah, I don't like the look of that. Are you Bob? Did you lose some weight, Bob? What the hell? Oh, yes, he is. I mean, he has the little tablet thingy. No, hard drive, yeah. Goodbye, Bob, once again. Oh, he's not dead. Come on, stop it. I hate this little message. Okay, there we go. We got it. All good, all good. Now, I'm going to disable DLSS, keep it at 2560 by 1440, and I'm going to load the other save game in the other planet. Here we have it, getting 100 plus now. It's still dropping into the 90s, actually. I did not expect that. I thought it was gonna be 100 plus all of the time, since at 1080p it even reached like 150 looking in this direction. This isn't even reaching 120, so 1440p is much more intensive than 1080p. You can see it, right? And I totally recommend a 1440p panel with a 3080 Ti, by the way. It's still a very capable card for 1440p gaming. Even Starfield, that's extremely hard to run, it runs just fine. Great stuff. Let's move on to 4K. Okay, 3840 by 2160. This is it. Optimized settings still. DLSS is turned off. We're at native resolution. Okay, that is not bad for Starfield, guys. Holy crap, we're almost at 60 FPS. We're actually reaching 60 FPS at the moment. Damn! Also, VRAM usage is really low in this title. It's at 6 gigabytes at 4K using optimized settings. Holy crap, it does not use a ton of VRAM indeed. But I am pretty impressed with this performance. The 3080 Ti is such a beast, man. Holy crap! Power utilization is up there, touching like 340 watts sometimes. That's to be expected at 4K resolution, of course. It is really good. It's pretty stable. It doesn't stutter at all. It's like 48 FPS, 49 on the worst case scenario, 46 right there. That is not bad. I mean, at this point, I would definitely enable some DLSS to play at 60 plus FPS all of the time, but this is native 4K resolution in one of the most intensive titles in 2023, and it's performing acceptably on the 3080 Ti with optimized settings. Again, like if you set it to high or ultra settings, everything will go to hell, all right? Because the performance is not really that different from release date if you stick to presets, guys. But the thing about the settings that we're utilizing right now is that they're really, really similar looking to ultra settings, and they perform way better. So just use these, all right? Copy and paste the settings that I'm utilizing and have fun in Starfield with way higher FPS than the preset. Okay, let's go with DLSS Quality now. This should look, yeah, it does look pretty much the same as native resolution, and holy crap, we're well above 60 now. Damn, I did not expect it to touch 80 FPS right here. Holy crap, 3080 Ti. I really like this card, guys. Damn. It's awesome. I used it for a really long time as my main GPU last year, and it was a great experience. And it was the first high-end card that Nvidia sent me as well, so it holds a special place in my heart. Where is Bob? Where are you, Bob? Are you Bob? Looks like a Bob to me. No, a Bob. It's a Bobass. Okay, that's so weird, actually. The faces on people in this game are really weird. Always me too, actually. Well, not as much these days because I know what to expect, kind of. But yeah, didn't know what to expect with the 3080 Ti because I didn't really test it when the game came out. I'm testing it for the first time here today. Sorry, guys with 3080 Ti, by the way, in the comments. It took me a really long time for this one, but yeah, it's finally here, and I am really happy with the performance. If you have this card and you're thinking of buying this game, the 3080 Ti delivers. Performance is great. Okay, before we move on to the other planet, I want to see the noise right here. All right, at 4K resolution with quality DLSS, the noise is not there. I cannot notice it whatsoever. Even if I do this, we saw a lot of little black dots previously, and now there's nothing there. Okay. Well, this is the way to play with the 3080 Ti, apparently. I guess I can't be mad at this after knowing how the game performs in a lot of GPUs, you know? Yep, it is working pretty well on 3080 Ti. Look at this over here. It even reaches like 100 FPS. Looking in that direction, it's not too different from 1440p native resolution here, you know? Obviously, since it got 60 plus FPS 100% of the time in Atlantis City, it will get very high FPS here as well. Not as much of a different... Hello there, Vashko. It's not as much of a difference compared to other resolutions between planets, you know, but the difference is still there. It's going to be a little bit faster, a little bit smoother around these planets, to be expected. Last thing that I want to do is set it to the ultra settings preset, which enables FSR2 at 75%. Remember, we were seeing like 90 FPS to 100 over here. Now we're seeing 60s with 75% resolution scale. You know, it still looks great with FSR2 on 75%, but let's see with quality DLSS. Yeah, quality DLSS looks a little bit better. It mainly gets rid of the noise, and it also performs a little bit better since it's a lower resolution scale than FSR2 was at 75%. It's 67%. Still getting 60 plus, but of course, in this planet right here, it is dropping from 60 FPS with quality DLSS. All right. Yeah, it's consistently below 60 FPS, actually. It will probably drop into the 40s. With the optimized settings, it got us those sweet, like 66 plus FPS all of the time here, and with ultra settings, it looks almost the same, and it drops into the 40s. Also, motion blur is enabled. I didn't really disable that. So stick to optimized settings, and that's been it for this video, my friends. Thank you very much for watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one very soon. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.